What does it mean to Darvo? So, that is a helpful acronym that you can use when you are dealing with a dysfunctional, difficult, toxic person who does not want to hear what you have to say. They don't want to understand it, they don't want to deal with it, and they don't want to answer you. So, instead, they're going to Darvo you. What does that mean? The first is D. They're going to defend against what you are saying. They are going to bring up excuses. They're going to argue with the facts. They're going to nitpick it. They're going to divert the conversation onto other things. And your temptation when this happens is going to be you are going to try harder to get them to listen, or you're going to be diverted. You're going to go off on the rabbit trail. You're going to answer all of the questions that they bring up or the accusations or the nitpicky facts. You're going to actually go off on these little rabbit trails with them and not stay focused on the issue. No, we're not talking about that now. We're talking about this. This is what my issue was. We can talk about that later. This is what I am asking to talk about. So defend means to bring up all kinds of things and divert you off topic. The next one is to attack. Now they're going to go on the offensive and they're going to literally attack you. They're going to accuse you of being nitpicky, mean, critical, unhappy, sensitive, overreactive, whatever it is. They're going to use things to attack you and to get you, again, to start defending yourself. Now you're going to be tempted to defend you and say why you're not those things. So the purpose is, again, to not address what it is that you brought up. The second one, or the third one, is to reverse victim. Now they're going to present themselves as poor me. I'm the victim. You're always picking on me. I have it really rough. It's hard. I work so hard. I'm so tired. I'm not healthy. I'm dealing with so much stress. I've got all these things to do, and, now I've got something else I have to deal with, or now you're upset with me. And all of this, they're going to present themselves like poor me. And you're going to be tempted to say, well, I don't mean to do these things to you, and I don't mean to hurt you, and I'm not being mean. I'm just concerned. Again, it doesn't matter because they're not open to being convinced. This is a tactic. Got to remember that. It is a manipulation. So the next one is to reverse offender. And so now, instead of presenting themselves as the victim, they're going to actually make you the offender. You brought to them your concern about them, and now they're going to be bringing their concern to you about you, to where now the topic is on you feeling that you need to defend yourself and explain why you're not who they say you are or didn't do what they're saying that you did, which could very likely be exactly the thing that you came to them with. So, but it could be something else. So you'll just notice this is all a way of, at every single stage of this, whether it's the defensiveness, the attacking, the reverse victim, or the reverse offender, that it is a technique to Darvo you, to take you off the topic and not address the concern. So instead of reacting to each stage of this diversion that they're doing, instead recognize it. Oh, I'm being Darvoed. Okay, I'm being manipulated. I see this as a message loud and clear. I will not deal with what you are talking to me about. I'm not going to address it. Now, that's very frustrating. It's a very difficult thing to deal with continually in a toxic relationship. But the next thing that you need to answer is, after you recognize I'm being Darvoed, is what next? What can I do? What are my options? Now that I know that this person won't address this, now it falls back onto me. What am I going to do? And that question is a hard one. We don't want to answer that question because that might involve boundaries, that might involve difficult decisions. It's easier and feels like it's a better option to keep arguing with the person and keep trying to explain than to admit that the person does not want to deal with what you're bringing up, doesn't care about your feelings, about your issues, about your concerns, or fixing the relationship. They're going to continue to Darvo you no matter what you bring to them. So here are some scriptures that are just kind of pertinent to this, since I am a Christian channel. 1 Kings 18:16 through 18, it says, Ahab went to meet Elijah. When he saw Elijah, he said to him, Is that you, you troubler of Israel? And Elijah replied, I have not made trouble for Israel, but you and your father's family have. You have abandoned the Lord's commands and have followed the Baals. Now, if you know who Elijah was a prophet, and God sent him to tell Israel, you are not following me. You are going after other gods and doing things that are absolutely like unacceptable to me. And Elijah was sent by God, and instead of them listening to him, they attacked him. They darvoed him, and they told him that he was the one that was attacking, that troubling them, instead of them who were making the trouble for Israel. The next one is Psalm 59, 3 through 4. And this says, See how they lie in wait for me. Fierce men conspire against me for no offense or sin of mine. Lord, I have done no wrong, yet they are ready to attack me. Arise to help me. Look on my plight. We know that in many of those Psalms, it was David who was running from his enemies, and that people were doing those exact same things. The next one is John 3:19 through 20. It says, This is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people loved darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. Now, people who don't want to deal with the truth and look at themselves will do everything they can to push it away. And that is exactly what's happening when somebody doesn't want to be open, that isn't open to how they're affecting you in the relationship or to deal with problems. So thank you for watching this channel on Change My Relationship. I hope this was helpful. I have so many other videos that will help you in your difficult relationships, but I also have classes that are on Zoom and studies that are available for your use on your own or in a group, which is really helpful, and also books. So I hope that you'll visit my website and look at the resources that I have for you, because I want to help you know how to navigate these difficult relationships. I want to get you healthy and get you strong. So thank you for watching.